Okay, thanks everyone for joining. Welcome to this Bloons Tower Defense 6 All Expert Chimps run. So Bloons Tower Defense 6 is a very popular tower defense game. The idea is there are these balloons that come on screen and you need to place down these monkey towers in order to pop them. So conceptually it's very simple, although in practice it's anything but. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing a specific subset of the maps. So there are 83 maps total. They're all segmented between beginner, intermediate, advanced, and expert. What we're going to do is we're going to focus specifically on the 13 expert maps. And in particular, we're going to be playing one game mode, which is Chimps. So there are a lot of game modes you can play, but Chimps is an acronym for no continues, no health, no income, no monkey knowledge, no powers, and no selling. So because of these restrictions, Chimps is considered to be the hardest game mode. So what we're going to do is be playing the hardest game mode on the 13 expert maps. The 13 expert maps including some of the hardest maps in the game. So I'm going to start the timer when I click on this Chimps badge. So 3, 2, 1, start. So you might be wondering to yourself, hey, wait, isn't this game a tower defense game? Isn't this an auto-scroller? And it kind of is. I call it like auto-scroller adjacent. What it is the balloons do take a fixed amount of time to spawn on screen, but they do not take a fixed amount of time to pop. So if you actually pop the balloons faster, then you can actually save quite a lot of time. So that's kind of how we're going to be trying to sort of look to speedrun in general with this game. This map is one of the newer, it's the newest map in the game. It's pretty hard. When it came out, it was actually very easy, but they made a change to it that made it substantially harder. So you can see what it is it's a 6-lane map where the balloons kind of zoom in to the middle and slow down for a bit and then zoom back out. And the amount of time that the balloons stay slowed down drastically decreased after a minor version update. So here you make money to place down towers. We're going to try to place down now a very special tower called a hero. So most towers, you can spend money to upgrade them, but with our hero here, the heroes actually can upgrade themselves automatically without you spending any money. So for their price, heroes are incredibly valuable. So yeah, so what we're trying to do is we're trying to get through this early game. So the early game, so in a game of Chimps, you start on round 6, and you try to get to round 100, and dude, oh, excuse me. Commentary practice, yeah. So you go from round 6 and you try to go to round 100. And what we're doing now is the early game, which is where you go from round 6 to round 40 with a very big difficulty spike on round 40. Oh no 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 no. One, 2, 3, 4. Alright, I can't, like, commentate this map very well. I might need to rely on Frosty for that. Alright, so there's a big difficulty spike on round 40, but actually, I mean, compared to what's coming before, it doesn't seem to be that much of a difficulty spike, because we're kind of struggling here. Fortunately, you're able to retry rounds if you lose, which is kind of the reason why the speedrun is even a thing. If we weren't able, it used to not be able to do that. If you weren't able to do that, it would be substantially harder. Especially on a map like this, that's a bit inconsistent. So, There are 5 tiers of upgrades you can get in this game. So right now we're trying to get this tier 3 version of the wizard. As you get more tiers, it's more expensive, but the towers become more powerful. And in general, you want to try to get at least one tier 5 version of a tower. The plan throughout this run is actually to get this wizard to the tier 5 version, which is the Archmage. But in the meantime, we do have some bit more pressing matters to do. Let's get this, set you to close. Let's get this Riptide Champion. So this Riptide Champion was actually a very newly buffed tower. It's extremely good. We're going to be making a very, very good use of it. In this map in particular. Alright, ability here, there we go. So now the next difficulty spike is round 40. So you saw we had a lot of balloons, including this kind of a strong type of normal balloon, which is a ceramic. But round 40 introduces a blimp, which is called a Moab, which is very... has a lot of HP. It has a lot more HP than anything we've seen so far, so... There we go. Hello, Mr. Prime. I'm doing good. How are you? Alright, so now that we've gotten past round 40, we're now in what we call the mid-game. So mid-game is rounds 41 through 80, and what we're going to basically do is try to get down our mid-game towers, and then transition our mid-game towers into our late-game towers. So the first thing we're going to do is get this Arcane Spike, which is a pretty powerful version, the tier 4 version of the wizard, which is pretty powerful. And then after that, we're going to supplement our mid-game with a very unique strategy that is kind of new. It's only really become a thing in the last update due to some buffs on the Riptide Champion. Alright, so we got the Arcane Spike, and now what we're going to do is actually try to spam out 10, or not 10, I guess 8 Riptide Champions. So we're gonna get one here. So what the Riptide Champion does is it does two things. So one is that it shoots out a big, like, ice wave, which is very good. It's very good now. It like homes in. It has some pretty good pierce, and it slows down balloons. So it's very, very helpful, especially on a map like this. Oh no. Okay, whatever. It'll probably be okay. Okay. And then the other thing we're getting is Echo Sense Network. So what Echo Sense Network does is if you spam out Mermonkeys with Echo Sense Network, you're able to increase the range of all subsequent Mermonkeys that you place down. So that's very helpful. And in particular, there's we're gonna get 8 of these guys, or 9 of these guys, and then we're going to get a 10th Mermonkey to kind of complete the Echo Sense Network. Yeah, you can see they have huge range after this, so... And then we're going to get a 10th Mermonkey here. This one's going to be a Top Path Mermonkey, which is an extremely good tower. And then once you see the range is kind of bad, but then once we get the Echo Sense network, it covers the entire map. So what this does is we're gonna upgrade this to Abyssal Warrior, which covers Moabs and Ink, which slows them down, which is very helpful for this map. And then every tower in range will also get a Pierce buff, which is huge, especially when the range is so big. So it basically gives every tower a Pierce buff. Oh, whoops. Okay, everything's fine. So now this, for whatever reason, this mid game actually works extremely well. So you have this Archmage doing kind of the main damage. You have this guy increasing the pierce of everything and also helping with cleanup, and then these Riptide champions slow things down so that we can actually handle everything. But yeah, it does a remarkable job on this map, so. And now what we're doing is we're going to be saving up for our tier 5 version of the wizard, which is the Archmage. The Archmage, it's very strong for its price, I think. It's going to be one of our main damage deals. We're going to get 2 tier 5s, and this is going to be our one of our main ones, because this guy's going to have a lot of range. So I guess I mentioned Etienne. So Etienne is a drone operator. Heroes have a bunch of gimmicks. So one is that their abilities are vary between different heroes. Like they're all completely different, and the heroes are all unique. Etienne has one ability, which is like he has this UCAV here, which generates more drones, or this drone swarm, and then he also has this UCAV ability, which we'll see right now. So it creates this big drone that shoots everything. The other thing Etienne does that's very nice is he gives all towers within his range a range buff as well. So when you have Etienne plus this wizard, the wizard is able to cover almost the entire map, particularly when he gets to level 16, which is going to be fairly soon. So right now you can see he only covers 5 of the lanes, but he'll be able to cover all 6 lanes decently effectively when Etienne gets to level 16. Round 78 is usually a difficulty spike because there's 2 ceramic rushes. It can actually be a problem for us, especially the second wave. The second wave is, I guess I didn't explain. There's like one thing Etienne does is he gives all towers on screen camo detection. So there's a specific category balloon called the camo balloon, which is invisible to towers unless they have camo detection. And Etienne, when he gets to level 8, he gives all towers on screen camo detection. So that's just a nice characteristic about him. So because our towers can see camo, we're able to actually do damage to the ceramic rush, and if we just throw in a UCAV, it makes it a bit more consistent. Alright, so we'll get our Archmage. And you can see it starts doing a lot of damage to everything, so I'm gonna put the fire in here, actually. Let's try that. Okay, so now we're gonna build into our next tier 5, which is going to be this Ice Monkey. So we're going to be getting a super brittle. So right now we have the embrittlement. What this does is this actually debuffs Moabs in addition to freezing things. But the debuff for Moabs is particularly helpful. It makes them much more vulnerable to taking damage from a lot of projectiles, so that's going to be helpful. And then Super Brittle drastically increases the attack speed and damage that gets done. So we're going to be getting a Super Brittle next. So now that we've gotten past round 80 had this ZOMG, which is pretty powerful, but we're able to handle it right now. And then rounds 81 through 100 are what we consider to be the late game. The late game kind of ramps things up. So one is that the blimps here actually get stronger. They're stronger than they were earlier in the game. Like they actually, like a given Moab takes more hits to pop than it used to. So that's one thing. The other thing is that the ceramics turn into super ceramics, so the ceramics also get stronger. So everything just gets stronger in the late game. Alright, so we got our super brittle now. Now what we're going to do is just get a little bit of support just to round things off. So one is we'll get another embrittlement up here. Then we'll get another tower called an Alchemist. So the Alchemist is an extremely... We're going to get the top half Alchemist, which is extremely important, actually, just in general in runs. What it does is it throws a potion that makes towers much stronger. So when it throws the potion onto the Super Brittle, it makes the Super Brittle substantially better. And then also, if you have... one thing that it pairs well with, that the Super Brittle and the Alchemist pair well with, are these tack shooters. So we're going to get one of those down, which will also do quite a bit of damage. Then we're going to get a little bit of support, so a little bit more support, which is this boomerang. We're going to get a Moab press. Moab presses are nice. They cause... they actually make blimps move backwards for a little bit, so that's going to be helpful here. And then we're also going to get a glue gunner, so the bottom path glue gunner, which is very which is very powerful. It also slows down blimps. So. And we'll finally round it off with this main Moab here. That also stuns balloons. So having stalling in this map is very helpful. So. And then finally round 100 has this purple guy, which can often be a problem, but we'll be able to handle it just fine. So, and that's the first map done. No, collection event. Alright, so next up we'll go and do the second map, which is Glacial Trail. So Glacial Trail is interesting. You think it's like pretty easy. It's like a nice little single lane map. It only has one lane that you have to manage. Surely there are no gimmicks on this map that make it one of the most disliked maps in the game. But yeah, so here the hero we're using is Sada, who is extremely good on like a lot of these single lane maps. She's like probably the best hero for single lane maps, because you can often place her down and she solos the beginning, especially on a map like this where she can hit, like, she has a couple chances to hit balloons. So Sada is a very good choice on this map and just in general. Yeah, so now we're kind of just chilling. There are these... So where we have here is the Spikopult. So there are these line of sight barriers, and the nice thing about towers like the Spikopult is that the spike ball bounces on them, which is very nice. And then we'll see on round 15 something weird's going to happen, which is Sada freezes. So that's the gimmick of this map, where when you place down a tower, 9 rounds after you've placed down that tower is going to freeze, and it'll freeze for 2 rounds. So we placed Sada down on round 6, so she's going to freeze on rounds 15 and 16, and then rounds 25 and 26. So that's really annoying. Nobody likes that about this map. So so you kind of it's actually kind of an interesting map because it's kind of an interesting map because of that. You generally what you try to do in a lot of maps is you try to rush out your tier 5, but in this map you actually can't do that as well. Or if actually that's not true, we actually are going to rush out our tier 5, but we're going to rush out a very cheap tier 5 because you're going to need to kind of balance your upgrades so that you can survive, because if you get like a really expensive, really good tower, then that tower is going to freeze and then you'll be toast. So you need to actually sort of balance your towers a lot differently than you would on a normal map. So that's actually, I find that could be kind of interesting. So figuring out a strategy is often pretty hard, but once you get a strategy, it's usually going to be pretty easy because this is a single lane map. One exception to the freezing rule is the ice monkey. So the ice monkey will not freeze every 10 rounds, which is, it kind of makes sense, I guess. I also waited to place the ice monkey here though, because Sada is not able to pop frozen balloons until we get to round 34. And if she's not able to pop frozen balloons, that can cause some pain. Alright, and then a very common thing to do in runs is to get this bomb shooter. This bomb shooter is actually extremely important because the Moab assassin, what this does is when the Moabs come, we're able to insta-kill them, which is, you know, insta-killing things is very good for speedruns. So you'll see on round 40, we'll do this. Oh, total crackhead. The game is going kind of miserably, but hopefully we turn it back. So there we go. We didn't even see round 40. So this Juggernaut is very strong on this map. I think I mentioned the fact that it bounces off of everything is really good. Alright, what is this? Oh, right. Yeah, Tricky Tracks was kind of a mess. I had to I reset the run like a bunch of times, so. Alright, so this mid-game. So the nice thing about this Juggernaut, not only do the oh, I should have leaping sorted there. That was a little risky. So the Juggernaut, what it does is it doesn't do that much damage, but it does pretty good ceramic. It's pretty good against ceramics. It also knocks them back a bit. And then if they bounce off walls, it gives the projectiles more time to hit things. So that's the that's kind of the important thing about the Juggernaut in this map. And so what we're going to do is now we're going to try to rush out the Ultra Juggernaut. Because that's going to make life a lot easier. And then with the Moab Assassin, what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to use it to insta-kill Moabs at the end of some of these mid-game, or these mid-game rounds. So especially in the 50s, there's like there are rounds where the last tower is a Moab. Alright, so this engineer is a very interesting solution here. So what this engineer does, this top path engineer, is it creates these sentries that pop up and pop things. but where they spawn is usually pretty random. But if we place the engineer right here, so the main attack's not really going to do too much, but the sentries that pop up are all going to spawn right here at the very front. And like in speedruns, you want things to spawn to be at the very front just to make things a bit faster. So this is a very good way of kind of doing this map and making it pretty fast, just having this engineer here. Alright, embrittlement. Yeah, and so because ice monkeys don't freeze, we're going to try to get the super brittle up front. So super brittle is extremely good. They got a buff pretty recently, which makes it extremely good, and then they decided not to nerf it. Alright, so here... well, leaping sword here. Round 63 is usually a difficulty spike as well, but you can see that with this Ultra Juggernaut, there are 3 ceramic rushes, but the ceramic rushes kind of don't exist with this Ultra Juggernaut. Anyways, Frosty said that you should not use any abilities here, which I'm not entirely convinced about. But you want to save the Moab Assassin for round 68. It is something I ran into, but I thought that 68 would be better. Gosh. So if you, so I guess you can, so what I was trying to do is I want to layer skip that BFB, which means you pop it without spawning any of the insides, but I guess I was a little too early. So now what we're trying to do is save up for Super Brittle. Super Brittle is really good, so... Alright, we should get Super Brittle very soon. And you're gonna see, like, things are gonna get absolutely shredded with Super Brittle. It's gonna be very good. Okay. So the next thing we're going to get is this tower called the Arctic Knight. So that's the Middle Path Mermonkey, which is, so on maps that have barriers, just like the Ultra Juggernaut, it has this ability that's really good on maps with barriers. We're going to see it in this run. We're also going to see it on the next map, which is Dark Dungeons. It's going to be pretty cool, but we're not going to get it down until round 81. Alright, just be careful on round 78. Sometimes the Super Brittle doesn't catch the ceramic rushes, so if it doesn't, we need to use Sada's abilities to do this. Sada has very good abilities, by the way. So one thing, so Sada has some interesting synergies so Sada's a very popular hero for beginner maps, but she also has a lot of features that people don't really know about. So one thing is her abilities are very good. So the Leaping Sword is able to like catch leaks very nicely. Her sword charge is really good on 78 because you can just use it on each ceramic rush and not have to worry about it, which is very good. And then she also has this other synergy with towers. So we have this
guy the signal flare, so that which has the what it does is it sets balloons on fire. And if you when balloons get set on fire, they have what's called a damage over time effect. So damage over time effects pair well with Sada because Sada does extra damage to towers that are to balloons that are taking damage. So now we have this Mermonkey, so what we're going to do is try to use the ability here, just to speed things up a bit, and it shoots these balls out that kind of bounce around everywhere in here, so it's very strong, so... in particular, there's some ZOMG rounds that are going to be a bit faster with this. The next thing we're saving up for is our engineer upgrade, which is the... There we go. Is the Sentry Champion, so this is just going to make the sentries do a ton more damage and explode, which also does damage, so... Alright, we'll get down another Mermonkey on 92. Thanks for the good luck. And we'll use the Mermonkey ability here. Oh, it goes well? Yeah, hopefully. Alright, let's use the ability again here. Did that not do anything? What? Excuse me? What is happening, man? No. Why is it, these things aren't hitting? What is going on? Alright, that was annoying. Okay, whatever. Alright, so next up we're doing Dark Dungeons. So Dark Dungeons is kind of a very difficult 3-lane map, or 4-lane map, but you're going to start out with only 3 of the lanes, and we're going to basically be kind of barely surviving until we... in the early game, so it's a pretty tricky early game. So you can see there's 3 lanes that are active at the same time. All right, and then so with these kind of like difficult expert maps like this one, you have to kind of make do with 6 dart monkeys at the start. That's how you know a map is tricky. So. You may notice we're also using Sada on this map, so I mentioned that Sada is very good on single lane maps. She's also very good on this map, so a lot of people think that she's only good on single lane maps, which is not true. We're gonna actually put her here. So the main, this middle lane is actually kind of the main. It's where the main action is, but the top right is where there's a bit of supplemental action because there's a 4th lane on this map which goes from right to left. Oh, sorry, I need to do this. So this map has these traps that you can use to prevent yourself from dying. It makes chimps a lot more manageable if you make use of them. Alright, so here, I get the spike factory out pretty quickly. Full metal jacket, and then another sniper up here. And then we're going to get an Alchemist here. This Alchemist is going to turn into our Berserker Brew later. But for now, we're going to actually use it for the lead popping that we need. It also can throw things through walls. So this map has these walls that actually make things quite a bit harder. Doing a Spike Factory. All right, and now, so we've seen the tack shooter before. What the tack shooter, the bottom path tack shooter, what's really good at is sort of breaking open the outside of Moabs, particularly in the mid game, but even in the late game. Oh, whoops, I should have used the traps. Wait, what? What is happening? What? Oh, right, I need to get this. Alright, I forgot. So the overdrive in particular is very good at specifically like round 40. It's going to do a lot of work in breaking that down.
Get ready.
Okay. So on this map, because this map has a lot of walls, the
juggernauts are extremely good on it, so
Ready to slice. Fleeting sword. Hey, good choice.
So here we're getting the bottom cross path. We're not going to go all the way to Ultra Juggernaut, but the main reason why the Juggernaut is good is because of the it's able to knock back balloons. So even in the late game, it transitions very well because it does a little bit of very cheap ceramic stalling, which is a pretty big deal. Let's get their Juggernaut here. This.
Get ready. Moab.
So on the top left, the defense we're going to be getting is this. The main defense we're going to have is this Spike Factory. We're going to upgrade it to a Spiked Mines, which is pretty good. What that's going to do is it's going to... Basically, this horizontal lane, we just saw that it spawns Moabs. So, what it's going to do is it's going to be very helpful against catching the insides of those. And also, I guess it helps with the left lane a bit, but the left lane's a little less important right for now, or in general. So, as I mentioned, Sada does more damage when balloons have a damage over time effect on them, so what we're going to do is pair her with a Dragon's Breath Wizard, which sets balloons on fire, which makes Sada do a lot more damage to them.
Get ready. Moab.
And likewise, she does more damage to towers that that are slowing down, so we're going to also use a bottom path glue gunner, which it's a very good synergy against Sada, or with Sada, so... Get this, and let's get this.
Big, red, and spicy.
Okay,
Still cuts a tomato.
alright, move this guy up. Up here. And so we're gonna get a super brittle again. So we've used super brittle on every. We're gonna be using super brittle on every map so far. Which is kind of funny. Actually.
Get ready. Moab. Big, red, and spicy. Outside. Get ready. Clean cuts and still cuts a tomato. Outside. Get ready. Clean cuts. and
Alright,
still
so now what we're
cuts
gonna
a
do is
tomato.
save up for the spiked mines, which is going to solidify our
defense. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get out Arctic Knights, which we saw on Glacial Trail. They're very strong on maps with walls. We're going to be using that actually as our main damage dealer, particularly for some of the difficult Moab rounds.
Get ready! Moab! And still cuts a Outside! Get ready! Big, rich, and spicy! Clean cuts and still cuts a clean cuts and still cuts a tomato.
Okay, there we go. Now we'll get down a mermonkey. Should be able to fit it here. There we go. And then we'll get down another one here.
Now we talk. Big, red, and spicy. Get ready. Moab. Outside. Get ready. Outside. Get ready.
Yeah, so Sawdust Sword Charge is really good against the ceramic brushes on 78.
Clean cuts and still cuts a tomato.
And then what's better than one Arctic Knight is a second Arctic Knight. Oh, I forgot to sword charge that. That's funny.
Now we talk.
Goes to show how unnecessary it is. And so round 80 has the ZOMG. It can be pretty tough to deal with, but we'll see that it's not even a problem. So yeah, check this out.
Get that ZOMG.
That's so cool, I think. I'm gonna wait a little to upgrade this, but we do want to upgrade it. Okay, upgrade it now.
Clean cuts and still cuts a tomato.
And we'll use it to accelerate some of these rounds with fortified Moabs. So now what we're gonna do is again upgrade this to super brittle. The super brittle is very good.
Get ready. Clean Moab and still cuts a tomato. And spicy. Get that ZOMG. Clean cuts and still cuts a tomato. Outside. Get ready.
I need to make sure he's like actually targeting this, I guess.
Clean cuts and still cuts a tomato. Big Rick, get ready! Moab! Get that ZOMG! Clean cuts and still cuts a
And then round 100. Okay, and Sanctuary is next. So Sanctuary used to have a very annoying start, but with this new Ninja Kiwi added this new monkey called the Desperado, which makes things a lot better. Welcome back. Strong first. Alright, so what we're gonna do is get a really cool tower, one of my favorite towers in the game, which is the Bomb Blitz. The Bomb Blitz in particular pairs extremely well with Striker Jones. Because it gets some pretty substantial buffs with them. Let's get you down. Okay, cool. Alright, so now we'll get our bomb shooter. Oh, it's not 11:41 a.m. anymore, it's 10:26 a.m. I should change that, but I also don't really care. I mean, I should care, but I don't think a lot of people are entering that in. But I'll also post in an announcement on my Discord. Oh no, you can't edit, I don't think. Copy paste that, yeah. I mean, I would, it's just like, you know, I'm a little busy right now. We'll get to a part where I don't need to do as much, I think, fairly soon. Okay, this is good.
Oh yeah, and so Frosty did an all Chimps run on his stream, so he did all the expert maps as well, so that's cool. I didn't watch all of it, but he did it over 2 days. I don't think I can do an all Chimps run, that's way too much. Way too boring. Expert Chimps is where I'm at. Especially the baby. Oh yeah, that too. I do want to try streaming after GDQ. I just want to see what the bump looks like. Like the GD. There's like a GDQ bump that you get, but it doesn't last that long. But I just want to experience that. Gosh. Yeah, so again, we're going to be using the Moab Assassin to speed up the mid-game, some of the Moab rounds. And then we're going to get kind of an interesting tower after the Bomb Blitz, which is, we have this sub here that I've pre-placed. We'll see it in a bit. But in the meantime, we're going to be doing a big save-up for Bomb Blitz. Alright, so then we'll do an assassin on the second Moab on 52. There we go. And then 53, we do an assassin on the third Moab. That's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so Striker Jones with the Bomb Blitz is very good. He gives it a substantial amount of buffs. There we go. Alright, so now we have the Bomb Blitz, which is going to be an extremely effective mid-game carry with Striker. So now what we're going to be getting is we're going to upgrade the sub to the Preemptive Strike. So it's a very expensive tower, actually, because we have to... The Tier 4 version is called the First Strike. What that does is that gives you an ability that shoots a missile that does a large amount of damage, actually. It can insta-kill one of the ZOMGs. So insta-killing ZOMGs is a pretty big deal. There aren't a lot of towers that can do that. And then Preemptive Strike, what that does is it will automatically damage every Moab that comes on screen a decent amount. So that's also really nice for making things faster. Yeah, so for some reason this strategy actually works very well. I don't quite get it, but it does. You won't do another all Chimps again, but you think that was the last one? Well, no, next time you'll spread it between 4 streams, then 8 streams, and then you'll do an all Chimps run where you do 1 map every day. Oh, great. I'm realizing the thing that I need the most during the longathon run is encouragement so that I don't complain too much. I don't like whine and complain about how bad the run is. You gotta hype me up, be like, yeah, you're the best. Oh, whoops, that was... Alright, let's just reset the cooldown and do that. I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, The Bomb Blitz also has this passive ability. If balloons start leaking, it'll actually, like, create these explosions that will, like, do a lot of damage to everything on screen. So if you're... On some strategies, you can strategically use that passive ability to make things faster. We're not going to do that here, I don't think. The strategy is a bit too good for that. So... No! Okay. Oh, I thought that we didn't insta-kill the thing. Alright. Actually, on 82, we might... No, we won't. We'll have the preemptive strike by then. Alright, so now for some reason... We're going to be getting another tower that I don't quite understand, which is the balloon solver. I did not come up with this strategy. I did come up with the opener, though, like with Striker, so... I'm glad that's part of the speedrun meta, although it's only really part of the speedrun meta because I'm, like, the only one that... Since there aren't really a lot of speedrunners in the game. So the balloon solver, the issue is the balloon solver is really good at popping down ceramics. Which the bomb blitz is also pretty good at that, so I don't know. It kind of serves the same purpose. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. Okay, at least I can fit a sub here. Alright, so what we'll do is get a second first strike now. that just gives us another. Especially, I think it's very important for 97. Oh, so the nice thing about preemptive strike is that you don't have to worry about DDTs at all. Alright, let's do this. Let's see if we can let everything leak. No, this strategy's too good. Alright. Oh, nice gold. Alright, so next up is Ravine. So this is in my opinion, the hardest map in the game. So we start out with these like extremely precise dart monkey starts, kind of like tricky tracks. But this one is actually somehow worse. I think that's okay. No. What? What is wrong with my top dart monkey placement, dude? There we go. Alright, so this map was impossible when it first came out, but then they added that sword that you can use to pop down one leaking green. So it's definitely something that Ninja Kiwi decided to do. I don't know why. Alright, if you get past round 11, then this opener is good enough. The opener worked. That's the lesson that you can take from this. So the hero we're using is Geraldo. So a lot of the heroes that we use have these has this main attack that gets stronger and has some abilities that let you get past some of the harder rounds in the game. But Geraldo doesn't have any of those. Instead, he has this shop that that gives you kind of these items that are basically cheaper versions of what you would normally have to do when you upgrade your towers, for particularly like throwaway towers in the early game. So we have these turrets, which are just better versions of dart monkeys for a little bit more expensive. Get the sniper here. We have these spikes, which are very good at like preventing some leaks and doing like some RNG prevention. He has this glue, which is absolutely broken. If you find yourself dying when you're using Geraldo, oftentimes you can just chuck down a glue at this entrance, and then you'll be fine. And what we're doing is we're using Geraldo in order to save up for our main early game carry, which is this Druid of the Jungle. So the Druid of the Jungle is nice because it creates this vine that can spawn anywhere on the map. In particular, it can spawn in the front of the map, so it can actually pop things very quickly. And it also has global range. So if you can get like a global range tower like this, that's very helpful. Alright, now we'll get a next early game tower, which is actually going to transition very nicely into our mid game. Excuse me. What? I have not died to 32 before. That's crazy. Did you see that, Frosty? What the hell was that? How's this run counted? Like, do you run through all the main chimps? We do chimps on all the expert maps. But only the expert maps. So the next item we're gonna use is this jar of pickles. What that does is that increases the damage of a particular tower, but it also reduces the attack speed. So on some towers that's good, some towers that's bad. You kind of need to understand the tower pretty well to sort of understand the trade-off. Geraldo also has this Blade Trap, which can be very good at popping the inside of round 40. It's little, I mean, it's a bit, it's very expensive though, so you don't want to use it too much. You don't want to, like, rely on it. But I just want to be clear, this category is not actually real. It's not like it's not on speedrun.com because they like just added an expert map in the last update, so it's not the most stable. Although I guess it's more stable. It took like years, or like a year and a half or something for them to add that new expert map, so I don't know. Oh, no. The Chimps is a game mode, so there's a game mode called Chimps where you have no continues, no powers, no insta-monkeys, no selling, no monkey knowledge or whatever, and and it's considered to be the hardest game mode. Oh, whoops. Wait, what? Why is the... Dude, wait, what happened to my hotkey? I can't switch the targeting of things anymore. Wait, my hotkeys are all gone. What the hell is this? No, this is not okay. I need my hotkeys. Unbelievable. What was that? Like, because I did shift tab on Steam and that made all my hotkeys stop working. What is this? Dude. I am not okay with that. Like, the hotkeys still exist, right? Yeah. Okay, now my hotkeys are working. Alright. That's so weird. Alright, so we have this bunny. The bunny is very good at ceramic cleanup. One day I'll get a good version of this run. Probably not, I'm not like super into running this category. This is more of a warm-up for tomorrow. So Geraldo also has these. When he gets to level 13, he's gonna get these upgraded turrets, which are actually really good damage for their price, damage and pierce. So we're gonna spam those out. They're gonna kind of serve as a bit of cleanup. Alright. I don't know why. Oh no, that is right. 72. Okay. Alright, so 75 can be a little sketchy. Very rarely you can actually just die to it for no reason, but hopefully that doesn't happen. Alright, let's get you here. So we're gonna place these creepy idols. They're, what they do is they blow back regular balloons, and they also stall Moabs, so that's very nice. Being able to stall Moabs is very helpful. Alright, let's put you here. And then $38,280 will place down another glue to catch the second ceramic rush, which is very important.
And then we have a lot of money saved up, and that's because we're trying to save up for this tower called Sky Shredder. So we have this Operation Dartstorm. It shoots missiles at Moabs and shoots a lot of darts, which is nice. So Sky Shredder is going to amplify that and also make it attack faster. So... let's do that. Alright, now we're gonna get... So this map, we're only gonna have one tier 5, and then we're going to get the rest in just support. So the first support we're going to get is an overclock, so the engineer. What this does is you can use it on one tower to substantially increase its attack speed. So we're gonna use it on our Sky Shredder, which makes it a lot better. Use it again here. Overclock you. Alright, so the next bit of support is the Shattering Shells, which, oh my god. Ah, no. Alright, and here, let's move you here. Alright, so here we're going to get down 2 genies, which, genies are a very good Geraldo item. And then, we're gonna do for round 100 is interesting, so we'll, use the rejuve potions. Okay, so now we get Admiral Brickle. So this is Flooded Valley. This is a water map. I think this is our first actual like water map. What we'll do is, so
So we start out with the 2 subs. Apparently there's a 2 Mermonkey start now, but I don't know it, so I'm not going to do it. So
What's next? Add another.
Alright, so Brickle is a water hero. He provides a very nice buff to water towers, which is very nice. An attack speed buff with one of her abilities, so that's the main reason why we're using her here.
Add another strike.
Alright, then we're going to get our first boat. So the boats are very important in this map. 21, 22, 3.
Add another strike.
Okay, so the plutonium reactor is a very nice way of decamoing, particularly when we don't have a village.
Increased power.
And we're gonna get the destroyer. Destroyer is very good. It's quite a lot of damage for its price. And it's pretty good attack speed.
Target sighted.
Alright, so now we're gonna get the aircraft carrier, which is an augmentation on top of the destroyer that has these planes that fly everywhere and shoot things, which is very nice. It's a bit random, but it's usually fine, so... Alright, so next we're gonna try to get carrier flagship, but that's not gonna be for a while.
Add another target sighted. That's fine.
The carrier flagship has has a few nice things. One is it just does quite a bit of damage. It's a really good mid-game tower. The other thing is it has these platforms that you can place stuff on, which we're going to make use of here. So, the Ice Monkey used to be a land tower, but now it's an amphibious tower, so there are a lot of new strategies that that make use of the Ice Monkey. But here we're doing a very old-fashioned strategy where the only way that you could put land towers on top of here is by using the carrier flagship. So, I think that's funny. Alright, let's, 57 can often be sketchy. Okay, so we did not die to those first two, so we'll use naval tactics here to ensure we don't die to the second two. It's very sketchy, so. But now we've unlocked something called the Mega Mine, which is, one of the best abilities in the game. It does, you can place this mine down, which will then do a large amount of damage to blimps, like that, so that's cool. So the old way of getting land towers on here is to get down this Ice Monkey on top of the carrier flagship, and then getting the middle path, so that's the way that we're going to get this village here. Alright, so we're going to place this mermonkey here for the time being. It's just more of a placeholder. We're going to use it, definitely upgrade it later. But the next tower we're going to get is the spike factory. And we're going to upgrade this directly to the carpet of spikes, which is a pretty strong tower. The whole point of it is it breaks open the outer layer of Moabs, which is very good.
Target destroyed. Excellent work. Target sighted. Target destroyed.
Yeah, I'm gonna be right back.
Destroyed. Target destroyed. Fire when ready.
Okay, back. All right, so it's likewise with with Brickle, you can use naval tactics for each ceramic rush. It's kind of similar to Sada, where you can sword charge each ceramic rush. So ceramic rushes aren't really a big deal. Oops, I forgot to do it there because I'm silly Billy. Silly little dumpling. Alright, so now we're saving up for Carpet of Spikes, so that you have this Spike Storm, which has this active ability that that covers the entire track with spikes. And what we're going to do is, what the Carpet of Spikes is it has that same ability, but it activates passively. Alright, so now what we're going to do is upgrade this Mermonkey. So I think I mentioned the top path Mermonkey is very... What it does is it increases the pierce of all the towers in its range, so that's pretty nice. And we're going to upgrade it to the Lord of the Abyss, which kind of ramps all that up. Hello, Kaiser. How's it going? Good. I'm glad to hear that that's going good. Finally beat Trick Jacks. Nice. Yeah, I did it on. Oh, wait. Okay. Finally did it in co-op, yeah, as well. Oh, wait. Nice. Collection event. Okay,
Infernal with Etienne. Alright, so Infernal is a very easy expert map. It shouldn't really be an expert map. Don't ask. Why not? That's the old-fashioned way of doing it. It's also very, it's also like, you know, close to the track. Okay, so this strategy is going to be... this is actually a very common strategy in a lot of intermediate maps and advanced maps, where what we're going to do is we're going to use Etienne, then we're going to get a carrier flagship, and then a Sky Shredder. So in Ravine we got a Sky Shredder as well, but it was a kind of like a... I don't know, we use Geraldo. It's a much harder version of this, but on easier maps like this, we'll use Etienne with Sky Shredder. Etienne is like one of the most common speedrun towers or speedrun heroes. I think mainly because of the UCAV. What are we doing? Oh, right. We're gonna get some druids. So Druid of the Jungle is also a good speedrun tower, especially on these single lane maps. So this is an alternating single lane map, so the balloons kind of split between these two lanes.
Drone power.
Alright, round 22, we need to use the drone swarm. Let's do that. Ew, Etienne. Gross. Yeah, where did we use? We used Etienne on tricky tracks as well, and we're going to use him again on quad. Actually, what is the distribution? We use Brickle 3 times. We use Sada twice. We use Etienne 3 times. And then Striker twice, so that's 10, and then... Right? That's 1, 2, 3... Oh, and so then we have Gwen, Quincy, and Geraldo. Okay. Yeah, and getting 2 Druid of the Jungles is very nice. It's speeds things up quite a bit. For speed runs.
Tracking MOAB.
Alright, so aircraft carrier next. Oh, I think now we can put this guy on first.
Tracking MOAB.
Alright, let's do this. Maybe I guess the UCAV I need to use earlier. Monkey's pretending to be on the good side. Oh. That's harsh.
Tracking MOAB.
Yeah, what's up with that meme of Etienne being French and that's like... I don't get it. Like...
Tracking MOAB.
No, I know that he's French, but like what's the issue with him being French? All right. So I know I'm plus 130, but the issue is I lost so much time to quad that it's like ridiculous, so.
Tracking MOAB.
Quad with mid-path sniper spam is easy. I haven't tried that.
Tracking EAP. Tracking COMG.
I haven't really done any strategies other than the one that like we do in runs. Since the one I really liked was the carrier flagship with Prince of Darkness with Psy. Alright, so now we have our Sky Shredder. Yeah, I know you mentioned it. I just don't try new things. I was a little worried about it because just because of the angles of the sniper, particularly like the elite defender, or just in general like the main Moab.
Tracking COMG. Tracking MOAB.
Ah, whoops. There we go. Overclock is what I need.
Heads up. Tracking VAD.
That was like actually really close. Alright, what are we doing? Bloody puddles.
Doesn't get hotter than this.
Yeah, so Bloody Puddles used to be the hardest map in the game, but then they added this Desperado, which made it a lot easier. So, French Canadian? Oh, okay. So all the complaints about him being French don't even make sense, right? If he's Canadian. Alright, so this strategy, this opener is like a lot of snipers. What? Oh, I forgot. Dude, man. Gotta set that guy to first. Skill issue, shut up. The last thing anyone in a speedrun wants to be told is skill issue, so don't do that. Alright. The sub is pretty strong on this map. Just having like global range towers is very nice. So on maps where you have water, you usually do want to use the sub. I'm gonna just hope that we survive this. Sometimes you don't. Alright, set you to strong. Yeah, so the hero we're using for this is Gwendolyn. So Gwendolyn's gimmick is that she just loves fire. Like, she really loves fire. Her main attack is a flamethrower, which is a surprise. I'm sure. She has two abilities. One is, she has this, like, cocktail that's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Like that. She also has this passive ability that she does, which is why we're using her. Basically, any tower within her range, every time Gwendolyn shoots 40 times, all the towers in her range will temporarily get an increased damage buff. Okay. Sometimes you have to set that micro this guy to first. If the sub just doesn't pop one of those red camos. So in addition to like global range towers, what you can also do on multi-lane maps like this is get down a tower that doesn't cover all of the lanes, but it covers like half of the lanes very well. So that's what this wizard is doing.
What's that?
Buff to fire towers? No. So here what we're trying to do is we're going to try to upgrade this guy to Berserker Brew at a very specific point so that we can pop this Moab. If we don't upgrade it at that specific point, like if we do it too early, then the potions wear off and you die. So that's cool. So there's a village path, which is the bottom path. We've been using it, but just to kind of describe it, there's a path where if you get it, it gives discounts on all monkeys placed in its range. And one thing that's very common is to get 2 of them. One is that helps you... What? One thing is that helps you save more money. But also, what it does is it lets you get on one of the villages. We can get the top path, which is jungle drums, which is a very nice buff for any towers in range. It's a nice attack speed buff. The other thing that you can get on the other village is radar scanner, which gives camo detection, which we need for one of the snipers, in particular this one, because this one doesn't inherently have camo detection. So getting 2 of them lets you get both at the expense of sort of taking up a lot of space. So if you have the space, then getting 2 discount villages is very good. So the strategy we're doing here is called the Axis of Havoc, which is an achievement in the game where you get all 3 tier 5 snipers. So it's actually a really good synergy. You should all use if you can in these maps. It works on like good 90% of the maps, so it's kind of as close to a universal strategy as you can get. So when you're doing Axis of Havoc, so the first tier 5 sniper you're usually going to want to do is the elite sniper. So we have this bouncing bullet, which it shoots a bullet that bounces, as the name implies, but then the supply drop is an augmentation on it. It's actually not a great upgrade, it's a bit too expensive for what it does. The reason why is in non-Chimps modes, it gives you an ability that gives you money, but in Chimps you're not able to make money, so there's no ability anymore for it. So, that's cool. But the elite sniper, what it does is it substantially increases the attack speed of the middle path sniper, and it also gives an attack speed buff to all other snipers on the map. And because of the attack speed buff, it's going to be able to... it's very nice because of the attack speed buff. And that's generally why you want to get it first, because so that you can get that attack speed buff. Oh yeah, lead popping as well, that is true. Alright, so now we're going to upgrade to the second tier 5, which is the Elite Defender. Elite Defender is it's everyone's favorite sniper. It's very easy to understand. It's just a lot of damage, or not a lot of damage, like a small amount of damage, but very, very fast. Elite Sniper is also very important on this map for round 63. Round 63 is a huge problem without it, so... I'm gonna be right back again.
BFB, burn!
Alright, so we got the elite defender, so now we're gonna actually get our third sniper. We're gonna first upgrade this to a main Moab. What the main Moab does is it slows down, or it stuns balloons, or stuns Moabs. And I'm also gonna prepare 2 more snipers. I'll explain these snipers in a bit, so... But so the main Moab is nice, because being able to stun Moabs is actually a huge deal. Let's also get camo on this village. So we got main Moab. And so with Axis of Havoc, it's not really enough to just get all 3 tier 5 snipers. You're not going to win that way. You also need to pair it with some kind of ceramic cleanup. So one very common way of getting ceramic cleanup with snipers is to get these bouncing bullet snipers and then give it an alchemist. I don't know why, but it works out pretty well for some reason, so... So these snipers usually have global range, but there's this big truck here that is a line of sight blocker, so you can remove it for $1,000 and... Oh. So the helicopter crashed and created another line of sight blocker, and you need to spend another $500 to remove. That's funny. So then, in addition to these snipers, we'll get some more support. So we'll get a glue gunner and Moab presses. We've seen those before. And basically what we're doing with this strategy now in the late game is we're putting a bunch of stalling on the left side. In multi-lane maps, this is actually a very common thing to do. Or it's one very nice approach to it, because what we're doing is we're stalling out the left side, which gives our snipers enough time to pop down the right side. And then once it pops down the right side, it can then move back onto the left side. So that's just a very common way of dealing with some of these maps that have a lot of lanes. And now what we're doing is we're saving up for the last tier 5 sniper, which is the Cripple Moab, which is like the main Moab, but it ramps up the damage by quite a lot. The other thing it does is it creates explosions, so it has a little bit more pierce than the regular main Moab. And the third thing that it does is it provides a debuffing effect to all the Moabs that it hits. So this is especially important for round 100 because it makes the final big purple guy take more damage from all of our other towers, so... Yeah, so we'll just upgrade that. And oddly enough, you do want your this sniper on first, for some reason, just to make use of the shrapnel better. Right. Okay, around 98 shouldn't be an issue if you keep all your snipers on first. So and then we're going to use the first strike for round 100, and we're going to try to layer skip it and save a little bit of time. Okay, so next up is Workshop. So we're going to use Striker Jones for it. Alright, so this opener is kind of annoying. I hope this is good. Alright, round 10 can be a bit random, so we just gotta hope that the thorn spread is good, so... Might be able to make it consistent by using the thing here, but... Alright, now we'll get down Striker Jones. And as usual, when you use Striker Jones, you're going to want to use bombs. Or mortars, but we're going to use bombs. I like bombs.
Prepare for liberation. Yes.
Try snapping? I hate this tower snapping. I don't like the tower snapping placement. Like, at all. Got sub 1.3 million boss run. Nice. Congratulations. Oh, whoops. I do not want to do that. I need to get bigger stacks. I'm not into bosses anymore. There was a phase where I was doing bosses, but it's just, I don't know. I don't like spending my monkey money.
Nice.
Let's be greedy and put the spikes in the front there. I have 800k. Dang it, I only have 780k. Thought I was rich, but now I met you, and now I feel poor. Alright, let's now let's get this guy here. You'll need more. You can always have more money. What the hell was that, dude? Why is... Oh my god, man. It's so dumb. Maybe if I had this on the targeting the back, that might have been okay. I don't know. Don't usually have issues with that, so I don't know what's going on there. It's not black bordering the runs. Yeah, I guess. Not yet. The whole point of this is to do this at marathons, and there's no way, there's like no benefit to not using retry last round for that. Yeah, I'm trying to be aggressive. If I was trying to be safer, I would put the spikes in the back. I'm trying to be cheeky and put the spikes in the front so that we go ever so slightly faster. One, two, three, four. And then we'll use Assassin again on 60. And make sure we layer skip it. We'll use the concussive shell on 2 of these guys. playing back on much cheaper. Oh no, I got all my top 100 stuff in co-op, so it's like kind of cheating. So I don't know. I don't have much. I was trying ranked bosses. I just don't have the interest. Honestly, it takes too much time.
Target that BFB. Fire at will.
All right, now what are we doing? We get a ice.
Target that BFB.
Well, yeah, but you can also be the one to do it. I don't know. I got my medals in co-op. I got like a bunch of like top 50 medals. I think I don't think I got a top 3 though.
Got it on the first target. That MOAE.
Because like you could say also with getting the co-op chimps is that it's all about knowing someone who's good at the game, but like I'm the one that does the co-op chimps. So 1, 2, 3.
Sweet.
Actually get these down now.
Target that BFB.
Just that little bit more damage before we get the Moab Eliminator.
Got it on the first try. Fire at will. Target that COMG. Got it on nice. Target that BFB. Got it on the first try.
Actually, do I get... I guess I'll get the Eliminator first. I don't know. Actually, it's probably better to get the Super Brittle first.
Target that MOAE. Great work.
We'll do that then.
Got it on the first try. All right. Target that COMG.
Okay, maybe not.
Target that BFB.
The whole point of Eliminator is for it to speed up like 85 and 87 a bit, and 88. But if that's not actually happening, then I don't know.
Great work. Excellent. Fire. Target that BTD. Target that BTD.
Yeah, it's very good.
Target that COMG! Got it on the first try. Great work! Got it on the first try. Great work! Got it on the first try. Got it on the first try. Fire at will!
Oh shit.
That big huge one! Got it on the first try.
Okay. Okay. Nice.
Ready to fly.
Okay, now we do quad. So let's this time let's not lose however much time we lost. Oh, I guess we only lost 3.5 minutes, which is awful, but I guess could have been worse, technically. I don't know how, but it could have been worse. Two gold splits is impressive. I mean, gold splits are all about how good your run is. I don't know. It's nice to get gold. Nicer to have gold splits than to not have gold splits, but this isn't exactly like an optimized category. So, also I think Sanctuary was a new strategy. Workshop, I think, was the same strat. But I guess actually Workshop, I guess the difference might have been getting the super brittle early instead of the eliminator early.
Oui. Yeah. Oui.
Alright, so 14 or 15 we need to use the ability. And definitely put him to this to first. That was a big problem last time. I forgot to put this to first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna just get triple guns here. It's a little easier. A little bit faster would be to get the red hot rings, but I don't care enough. Yeah, the more glaives is really nice here. It like the glaives actually like go in a circle or like a counterclockwise circle. It's hard to see, but like it's yeah, it's very nice. So after the longathon, we're going to be just doing the True Expert Chimp speedrun for as prep for exclamation point GDQ. If y'all want to tune in for that, and also my my run is going to be my run tomorrow is going to be it's actually in about little more than 12 hours. Let me go. Let me update the command. Oh, it's 10. It's 10:26 a.m. Eastern time. What? Oh. Forgot that. Really?
Tracking MOAB.
Then I'm gonna try the thing where you put the guy on this side, Alchemist on this side, so that it buffs the submarine instead of the spike factory. Because I think for the mid game, that'll be better.
Tracking MOAB. Tracking BFB. Tracking MOAB. Adieu.
Okay. This is nice.
Tracking BFB. Adieu. Tracking MOAB. Tracking BFB.
Okay. Cool.
Tracking MOAB. Adieu. Tracking BFB. Now it's done. Adieu.
Hello, Idris. How's it going?
Tracking BFB.
Learn door cancels a night. Nice. Congratulations. Not the easiest thing to learn.
Tracking MOAB. Tracking MOAB.
Nice. I'm glad those tutorials helped. I think I don't know. I kind of want to, I'll get back to night at some point, but it's, I don't know. I got really into this game. Yeah, I wanted to do the max percent routing and then make like a long form video about it. I'm aiming for on this. I'm doing this I'm just aiming to, I submitted this to the really longathon, so that run is tomorrow. So I'm pretty much just practicing it for that. It's a means to an end, and then also I'm doing GDQ. I'm doing the all true expert chimps, so that's only 4 of the maps, not all 13 of them.
Can't imagine doing this for 3.5 hours. I mean, I don't know, it's not that bad. It's like, kind of like, you know, Plants vs. Zombies. Like, what am I gonna redo? I'm not gonna do that. I don't have time for that. I guess it was this exclamation point, baby. Today's an exception because my wife has the weekend off, so she's taking over the baby duty for the weekend while I kind of practice for the longathon. Hello, Bruno. How's it going?
Drone power. Tracking ZOMG. Tracking BAV.
Actually, I should hold off on getting the white hot spikes until after we remove this.
ZOMG.
Switch across arms and wait? No. I'm using abilities, and there's there's still more stuff I have to like do.
That's some serious damage. Tracking BAV. How it's stop. Tracking MOV. Tracking ZOMG.
You door against while carrying Harley? Oh, you can? That's weird. So you're gonna sleep? I am not. Let's just get that out of the way.
Heads up. Tracking BAD.
Okay. Oh, that was even with one death.
Admiral on deck.
What? Unbelievable, man. Yeah, I learned I'm supposed to actually put my sniper up here, so I'm gonna do that. When I get around to the sniper. Oh, it's a dark castle. I should really learn the proper way of doing this, but I'm too lazy. I wonder how badly Frosty's gonna judge me when he co-commentates this tomorrow. One thing I like about speedrunning this game is that it's a lot less hard on my hands. It's like Plants vs. Zombies is like really hard on my hands. Arkham Knight's also easier on my hands, for whatever reason. Like, you would think it wouldn't be that bad, or you wouldn't think it would be that much different from Plants vs. Zombies, but it's actually a huge difference for whatever reason.
Excellent work.
Yeah, I mean, it's collecting suns. It's like everything. There's so much.
Excellent work. That's fine. Add another stripe.
Yeah, so getting that extra little bit of intel should make this, at this point, will be a little bit faster, I think.
Add another.
And because we're only getting the 100 sniper, it's not going to have any pierce, so it doesn't really matter where you place it as long as it can see everything. Yeah, so even though, like, this category or speedrunning expert chimps in general isn't really chill, what is chill is that there's a lot of time where I don't have to, like, move the mouse, so...
Increase power. That's fine.
It's a football game.
Target sighted. That's fire.
Well, if you're having fun, then that's great.
Add another stripe.
Taking too much time. I'll be right back.
Target sighted. Add another strike. Target sighted.
Does the hero's mines do anything on this map, or are there for a buff or something? Sorry. So the mines, like, they blow things up. So, I don't know, like, they blow things up. They're always there. It's just usually Brickle is in a spot where balloons actually go, so the mines get used up, so you might not see them as much. But because they're in the back here, they're really only they're not gonna do that much aside from like a little bit of damage to like regular balloons when they get close to the exit. Does that answer your question? It's not a buff, it's just like a characteristic of Brickle.
Fire when ready.
Do they work with balloons not passing through the water? They have to, yeah, they have to be in range of these guys to actually activate. Okay, so this is a really common strategy. Like if you're on like kind of easier maps that have water, using Sub Commander with Brickle is actually like really good.
Target sighted. Fire when ready.
You're back in a match of FC Mobile. Hope you're having fun. Maybe the Desperado is better to get instead of this Ninja. The Ninja's just cheaper to get, it's cheaper camo detection, but I guess more range is probably better. What am I doing? I want first strike, yeah. Yeah, so this map we're also gonna get preemptive strike. Just like
Target sighted.
there's a Sub Commander buff on it, it's just, and it just does damage to Moabs. Damaging Moabs is always a good thing
Fire when
in
ready.
speedruns. And first strike lets us accelerate rounds like 80 and 80, whatever.
Excellent work. Fire when ready. Target sighted.
Yeah, Sub Commander's really good actually. Like the amount of single target damage it does. Like if it's able to shoot in a good line, then it's actually very strong. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Add another strike. Target sighted. Fire when ready.
Yeah, an insta-killing around 80 is really nice. Okay, preemptive strike, let's go. Okay, let's get this guy here now. So now we start spamming subs.
Add target sighted. Fire when ready. Prepare the mines. Fire. Excellent work. Fire when target sighted.
Okay.
Prepare the mines. Fire when ready. Target sighted. Prepare the mines. Fire when ready. Fire when ready.
Okay, we're gonna get a second first strike, mainly for round round 100. But also, I guess round 97 is pretty good for it. Ooh.
Target sighted. Fire when ready. Prepare the mine.
Okay, cool. Okay, so now we do Muddy Puddles, which is actually the same strategy, but we're going to be using Quincy.
Nothing gets past my bow.
Right, I had to start over, and I had to start over on round 6 for whatever reason.
I am Quincy.
Anyways, this map sucks. It's really, really horrible to speedrun. At least the first, like, 20 rounds or so are bad. Like, they're so bad. No, what the crap? Why did that happen? Man, I hate this so much. Oh, excuse me. Oh, we lost 2 minutes here. Oh, hopefully we don't lose 2 minutes here this time. Thank you. All right. Yeah, setting this guy to strong is actually very important, I guess. I don't know why I never set that to strong before.
Come on.
But yeah, setting that to strong is very important, apparently. So you gotta really pop down that last rush of blues so that the Dart Monkey can pop the reds. Alright, leave him on first, then strong, then sort of right here, put him to first. Then strong.
Come on.
Okay, and then this. Then it's kind of smooth sailing-ish.
Sweet.
Oh no, 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 no. Excuse, why did that? Why is the ability not working?
Come on.
Okay, whatever. That's so frustrating. It's hilarious that you're acting as if Frosty is still in chat.
Oh yeah.
All the way scrolled up. Yeah, he sent that like hours ago. I think like 2 hours ago or something. So, like, he might technically be in chat, but I seriously doubt he's paying attention or even awake.
What time is it in Australia?
Come on.
Oh, I guess it's like 2 p.m., right? Never mind, he could be awake. There's a slight chance he might be awake. Alright, so here what we're going to do is we're going to upgrade the Alchemist right before round 40. We don't want to upgrade him early because then the potions wear off and then we die.
Incoming.
But if the potions don't wear off, then it's a lot better.
Nice.
Alright, now we'll get, let's get, no, we'll get the, okay, we'll get the stronger stimulant. No, let's get jungle drums first. Then we'll get stronger stimulant, and then we chill out until we get, sub commander.
Incoming. Come on. You can all have some. Nice. Incoming.
Okay. Alright, sub commander, let's go. So here we're going to arrow storm this once it breaks open. Okay, sub commander, let's go.
BFB incoming. Speed. Incoming.
Okay, so we'll get first strike. Now we need to use it on.
Headshot.
Oh, why do I keep forgetting that the first strike doesn't only target Moabs?
BFB incoming. Incoming. Oh yeah. Incoming.
Alright, make sure we Aerostorm the second rush for safety. Sometimes you just die without doing that.
All have some.
Okay, cool. Now we can go and get preemptive.
BFB incoming.
Alright, now we do a bit of sub spam. So sub here, sub here, sub here, and if ideally a sub here, and we get Alk here.
Incoming. COMP incoming. BFB incoming. Headshot. Yes. COMP incoming. BFB incoming. I am the
Okay,
BTD6
get ourselves one of these.
incoming. COMP incoming.
No. Oh god, that's so bad. I'm gonna hold off on first striking then.
Headshot.
Okay. Alright, and then last map is hashtag ouch.
Admiral on deck.
This is actually the hardest strategy. We could actually brick this run with this strategy. But hopefully I use the abilities properly, and then we don't do that. You can kind of see this map. We're like barely surviving. We're relying on some crazy sub dart snipes. Yeah, so sub 340 is definitely a thing. It's gonna take a bit of, it would take a bit of time that I don't want to spend.
Add another stripe.
Okay, who didn't die there, like that happens sometimes.
Add another stripe.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Naval tactics.
Add another stripe. That's fire. Add another stripe. That's fire.
All right.
Increase power.
So now we're getting our first boat, so this is going to be a destroyer. We're going to make this into a carrier flagship later. This is going to be one of our main tier 5s. We're actually going to get 3 tier 5s this run, so I think that's unusual. I don't think we get 3 tier 5s in any of the other runs. Unless I'm mistaken. Tricky Tracks we get 2, Glacial Trail we get 2, Dark Dungeons we get 1. Sanctuary we get... Oh no, Sanctuary we get 3 as well.
Add another stripe.
So never mind. But we are going to get 3 here, so that is true. So what is it? Ravine we get 1, Flooded Valley we get Oh, we get 3 in Flooded Valley, too. Infernal, we get 2. Bloody Puddles, we get 3. Never mind. There are a bunch we already get 3. There's like 5 maps where we get 3. Thanks, yeah, thanks for all the lurks. If you want to not get ads, you can always sub. I have 1 sub. Actually, I have 2 subs in the water, but 1 subscriber. Oh my god. I forgot the naval tactics. That could have been so bad. You got lucky there. I kind of need to lock in on this map, especially in the 80s and 90s. If I miss time, like an ability, or if I like use an ability wrong, then we can actually like completely brick the run and it's bad. So so I'm gonna have to lock in the latter part of this run. But the nice thing about this strategy is we're gonna get Monkey Pirates, which it lets us insta-kill Moabs, which is huge, and we're gonna get Pirate Lord later, which lets you insta-kill insta-kill things. Next Prime, next time you're live. Spent $100 today. Man, that $100 could have gone on my pocket. January 8th. Well, hopefully I'm streaming at some point then. I do want to like take advantage of the GDQ bump, but we'll have to see how things shape up. Okay. And we're gonna get... excuse me. We are going to get a top path mermonkey. It's because the increased Pierce is actually extremely helpful in the mid game. Yeah, very good, yeah. Alright, so now we're going to chill out. Well, not really chill out, because we do have a lot of stuff we need to do. A lot of abilities we need to use, but you know what I mean. Oh, whoops. Let's Mega Mine.
Target sighted. I have not yet begun to fly. I have not yet begun to fly. Fire when ready. Target destroyed. That's fire. I have not yet begun to
Okay,
fly.
carrier flagship. Okay, so next up we'll get Pirate Lord.
Add another strike. Target sighted. Fire when ready. That's fire. I have not yet begun to fly.
Okay. Okay, so 79, I need to make sure I Mega Mine and Hook, but don't use naval tactics. 79, excuse me.
I have not yet begun to fly. Excellent work.
Okay, there we go, and then naval tactics for this is just
Prepare the mine.
really good.
Fire when ready.
Okay, Pirate Lord, it's gonna be really good.
Target destroyed. Target destroyed. Target destroyed. Increase target sighted. Target fire when ready.
Okay, and then we'll use this. So Middle Path Glue is pretty good. Debuffs Moabs, which was the main reason for using it.
Target destroyed. Mega mine deployed. I have not yet begun to fly. Add another strike. Fire when target sighted. I have not yet begun to fly. Prepare the mines. I have not yet begun to fly.
Okay, naval tactics this.
Fire when I have
There we
not
go.
yet begun to fly. Target destroyed. Add
Excuse me.
target destroyed. Prepare the mine. Fire when ready. Fire when ready.
Alright, let's go here. Oh, I need to make sure we use this.
Target destroyed. Excellent work. Fire when ready. Target destroyed. Prepare the mines.
Oh no.
Target sight. Target
Okay.
fire when ready. Mega mine deployed. Prepare the mines.
Nice. Alright, that's the run. That's pretty good. So we almost got sub 340. It would have been if we played things a bit better. So thanks for the GGs. Alright, that's gonna be it for today. We will find someone to raid. I actually know exactly who I'm raiding. I don't know why I said we'll find someone. Alright, so this is the marathon that I'm gonna be doing in 12 hours. So we'll just raid them. Someone's doing Resident Evil 2, all scenarios. Alright, yeah, thanks everyone for stopping by. Really appreciate you being here. And thanks for the GGs.